'cause I know that it's something real. Gonna say how I feel, 'cause I know that it's something real. Hey, hey. Gonna say how I feel, 'cause I know that it's something real.
Hey everybody, hi. Oops, what happened? What happened? Main scene. There we go. What happened? Haha. Hang on. Nope, main scene, wrong thing. I'm at the wrong part. Holy Ned, where am I? What happened? Nope. Okay, go to here. Something's happened here, you guys. On my scene, it looks different. What did I do? That's my end scene. Let me check this. Overlay, what needs to disappear? Well, not that. Not that. What did I do? Huh. I did something weird. Okay, I'm just going to get rid of this. And I'm going to do this. Hi, everybody. Let me just give me half a second to do. There we go. I'll bring this guy up instead. And I'll go to here. There we go. I'll use that one. I don't know what happened. I have no idea what happened. What I did, I was clicking around, bringing everybody's stuff in, and that had turned things in. It was just so. So that's the way it goes. That's live, but welcome. Good to see everybody here. Huh, funny, it was like the end scene was happening and I hadn't even started. I thought, okay, maybe that glass of wine was bigger than I thought at Sparkle's party. Hi, Joanne. Nice to have you here. Hi, Gloria. And Deirdre. Deirdre's lurking. Nice to have you lurking here, my friend. It's always good. Up a little bit. Oh, it's not going to go up a little bit. Hang on. I think some gremlins have been in here messing with stuff while I wasn't looking. Oh, well, that's okay. It's good to be here. Good to see all of you guys. And welcome to Story in Art. We are at live number 130. How did that happen? How did that even happen? It's so crazy. Janice, hi. Nice to have you here. I've been out of town. That's why I've missed out. Joanne, I hope you had a good time when you were out of town and did something fun. That's always nice to be out of town and do things. It was good to see you guys today at Sparkle's party. That was awesome. And yeah, and it's been a beautiful day here. Not quite really sunny. Oh, a quilt retreat. Oh my goodness. Oh, cool. I bet you that was awesome. Nice. Nice. That's wonderful. Those are, I'm looking forward to my retreat that I have with my Tart group in April. And everybody brings different things and does what they want to do, and it'll just be fun. So it's good to have you guys all here, and I have things to show you of some of the homework that has been turned in, but I wanted to tell you a little bit about what I chose today and why. This is a book that I have wanted to read to you guys for some time, and I was trying to see. I missed like the 1st of March, which would have been a perfect day for it, which was an international day of something. But today is the end of what is called the International Week of Solidarity with the peoples struggling against racism and racial discrimination. It's kind of a big word thing, a lot of it, but there's just so many books out there that are kids' books that address different areas of being kind and looking at each other as individuals and as people, and as people that are not only individually and unique, but also that are so much the same of us as us, that it felt right to fit this book in as this week of International Solidarity comes close. And this week is, it says, this week recognizes the importance of communities and nations to strive toward racial equality and tolerance. It's a call for the abolishment of laws and practices that encourage racism as well. Yay! It began at the beginning on March 21st, recognizes a significant day in South Africa apartheid history, when in 1960 peaceful demonstrators had gathered in Sharpeville concerning past laws which controlled slave movements across the country. So that recognizes that day, and that's why March 21st is the beginning of that week. So in 1979, it says the United Nations General Assembly declared a week of solidarity with the people struggling against racism and racial discrimination beginning on the 21st of March, and its first observance took place in 1980. And so it was just one of those, the fact that this was a United Nations General Assembly issue on this, and this book that I'm going to read was inspired by a proclamation done by the United Nations. And so that's what I wanted to share tonight. I'm just checking in here to see. Did I see Larry sneak in? Is Larry here? Where? Oh, there he is. Hi, Larry. Nice to have you here. Yay. Hi, good. And there's Angie. Hi. So the book is called I Have the Right to Culture. And I'm trying to decide whether to read the book first or do picture or I think I'm going to read the book first and then share everybody's artwork that they've turned in and that they've sent me. And so this book was written by Elaine Cerrez, and I'll read the part in the back. I couldn't find a website on her. She's French, and it was just what I did find in Wikipedia was written in French, and I didn't translate it, so I can't translate. I could have hit the translate probably button, but I didn't. So Alain Serres was once a kindergarten teacher who was inspired by, it was a man, by his young students to write children's books. He has since published more than 100 titles for children of all ages, many which have been translated into other languages. Alain found the highly regarded French publishing house Rue du Monde, whose mission is to provide children with books that allow them to question and imagine the world. He lives in Voisin-le-Bretonne in France. Okay. Now, the illustrator is Aurelia Franti, and she studied textile design in Paris before she began to illustrate children's books. Her colorful native style art is inspired by her Catalan roots, which Catalan is an area of Spain, an area of Spain that is they're very proud of their Catalan heritage, and they speak a different dialect and almost a completely different language than traditional, true Castilian Spanish. She has illustrated more than 40 titles, which have also been published around the world. She has also exhibited her art in France and in the United Kingdom, and she lives in Paris. And she did have a website, which let me get so that I can screen share that for you. Yes, there it is. Here it is, Aurelia Fronte. All different kinds of illustrations that she has. What does it say? Oh, there she is. Her children's editorial, adult editorial objects. She has a blog, personal work. Her bibliography, bio and her bibliography are right there. And it's in French or in Catalan, but we'll take a look at some of her other pieces here. If they will come up. There. So she has a really beautiful way of different kind of artwork that has a real, almost kind of ethereal look in it in some of these. So in the book that I'm going to share, which was translated into English, the artwork is really, it fits with different cultures, because the book is called I Have a Right to Culture. Now, background on this book a little bit is in the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child. And you know me, being a retired teacher, that's kind of a big deal. Let me go back to me over here. There. It says, and that's what made that connection with today being that the end of the week that the United Nations has, that we talked about. In 1989, the leaders of countries belonging to the United Nations General Assembly adopted the Convention on the Rights of the Child, a special code of human rights for children under the age of 18. It recognizes that children require special protection since they are more vulnerable than adults. Children have rights as human beings. They are not possessions to their parents, nor should they have to depend on charity for their needs. All of the rights in the conventions are based on the following criteria. Non-discrimination, the rights apply to all children. What is best for the child, the right to live and grow in good health, and the right for children to express their opinions in matters that concern them. The convention is made up of 54 articles, each describing a right the government has a duty to honor and fulfill, and as should everyone else. Very broadly, they include the right to water, food, shelter, education, and health care, the right to be protected from harm, the right to take an active part in family, community, and cultural life, and the right to grow to one's fullest ability. All of these rights are equal. One is not more important than the other. The convention also establishes benchmarks for health care and schooling, as well as legal and social aid. In the year 2000, 2 optional protocols were added, one designed to protect children from taking part in armed conflict, and the other to protect them from pornography, prostitution, and the sale of children. So far, 193 states, in other words, members of the, including every member of the United Nations except Somalia, the United States, and the new country of South Sudan, are party to the convention. Seriously? Having agreed to change or make laws and to develop practices and programs to support it. Somalia and the United States have signed to show their support for the convention but have not yet ratified it. The United States has ratified the two optional protocols. Each state that is party to the convention must report regularly to the UN Committee on the Rights of the Child, which monitors whether or not the states are complying. UNICEF and other non-governmental organizations work in many countries to help achieve the convention's goals. Since the conventions came into being, there have been more awareness of children's rights the world over, but there is still a huge amount of work to do. Children continue to be threatened by war, poverty, disease, drought, and discrimination because of their religion, ethnicity, or because they are girls. And even in wealthy countries like Canada and the United States, there are still many children without basic food, shelter, and clean water that they need. Many lack sufficient education and health care and live with abuse and neglect. Children's rights are of the greatest importance. We all have a duty to insist that they are observed. So that was the inspiration for this book. And the fact that the week that it is, the International Week of Support Against Racial Discrimination, is what inspired me to bring this book to you tonight. It is a beautiful book. It's one of 3 in a series. This is I Have the Right to Culture. The other 2 in the series are I Have the Right to Be a Child, and I Have the Right to Save My Planet. So I thought those are cool. So tonight, we're going to start with the book, and then we're going to share your beautiful artwork, which is pretty amazing, you guys. I got some I got from Tamara and Angie, and I didn't see if somebody else sent me some. You're going to have to tell me in the chat real quick, and I'll dig around and find it. But we have some pretty cool thing, and I even took a photograph, got inspired, and made. You didn't have to do watercolor. I took a photograph, Larry, and I did some interesting things. So we'll get to that. And we have wonderful things to share. So, but first, the book. I Have the Right to Culture. Let's see. Let me find my book here. One of these days I'm going to get my Stream Deck hooked up so I can just hit a button and it'll go right to it. But then you guys wouldn't be so amused at watching me just kind of goof. There we go. Here we go. There's the book. I Have a Right to Culture. Making sure that you can see it. Yay. Yes. Light. I didn't close my shade tonight, you guys. The window shade is open because it's still light out. The light was shining on the clouds on the Olympic Mountains, or there were these puffy clouds above the Olympics. Oh, I was in like a little bit of heaven there. And I'm going to make this go away. And then I'm going to put myself here. And there. Oops, nope. Oh, fiddle. Don't do this. Don't allow. Okay, don't do that. I want to go to here. Hang on. I'm getting there. There we go. Okay, that's what I wanted to do. And camera overlay. What happened there? Oh shoot. Something happened. I didn't allow something. And I gotta unplug and fix it back up. There we go. Okay. And all right, let's see if that worked. If not, there it is. Yes, yay. Wrong thing. You guys, I'm so funny. I laugh at myself. There we go. There we go. I'm getting there. I thought I had this, but you know, I went to this party and I don't know, it was just too much fun. I was goofing around and then, you know, all that kind of stuff. Party animal that I was. Hi there, Nathan. How was hydrotherapy? I hope it was good. Oh my gosh, hydrotherapy sounds amazing. Absolutely amazing. So, oh, all right, you guys. So here's the book. I Have the Right to Culture. And I think I actually have it set up right so you guys can see it now. Okay. Come on, why is this? There we go. All right. I am born on a day that is sunny or rainy, and the first thing I see is eyes and smiles. In this country or another one, I hear gentle words spoken in the language of my family. I see shapes, 3, 20, 1,000. I recognize them. Tree, dog, house, kiss. I like the smells that rise up from cooking pots, from flowers. I learned to name things and then to count them. I repeat the songs my grandparents sing. But soon I wonder about the children who live somewhere else, about the words they speak. What games do they play? What makes them laugh? Those children out there in their homes so far away. The world is huge, and I have the right to know that the earth, this enormous ball of rock and water, is home to all humans. It's my home too. It's my garden, my forest, my ocean, one great living museum. I have the right to know the secrets that hide in the heart of each flower and in the shadow of each elephant, so I can better protect every plant and every animal, even the smallest animal. I also have the right to know everything about the history of the world. How did humans learn to make tools, clothes, and huts? Why did they build the pyramids, put up statues? How did they manage to make ships that sailed on the sea, to draw maps of the world? How did they dare to travel to unknown lands by following the stars? Why did they build castles for kings who they would then overthrow? Why didn't they forget to invent jewelry? A child who didn't know any of these things would be a sadder child. They would look at their hands without understanding where they came from. They would look at their feet without being able to imagine where they might walk. They would never know that the world needs them. I also have the right to know everything about those billions of stars scattered above the earth. The right to know how we invented the telescope that allows us to observe them, and to know just how many stars there are. Look, here's an artist who paints strange things on his canvas. Are those flowers or stars, I ask? And he answers, I just paint. You're the one who decides what it means. Hi, Tamara. There are thousands of museums around the world holding works by hundreds and thousands of artists. And can you buy them the way you would buy flowers from the florist? Oh no. If you did that, other visitors would no longer be able to enjoy them. We can only take home the way we feel about them. When we visit museums, sometimes we want to paint too, to cut out and paste things, because we all have the right to create beautiful pictures, even if we are not great artists. There are also sculptors who make birds out of metal, video artists who film snails on umbrellas, generations of artists who paint miniature pictures, and those who invent new street art. Ceramicists who make vases that make faces, architects who design astonishing houses in their heads, photographers who see the big picture, and creators who imagine new kinds of art. The child who never knew about any of this, who never walked around a sculpture, never made black brush strokes on soft paper, would be as sad as 1,000 birds who never learned to fly. I have the right to chat with one bird by playing my flute, to learn how to play the violin so I can make friends with 2 invisible crickets, to make a special drum that will amaze 3 trucks, or play the piano with 4 hands. I have the right to learn about the music of my country, to make electronic music, to know how to read notes of music the way I read the words of a story, to listen to music with my eyes closed, to sing and play the percussion at the same time. I even have the right to push open the door of a concert hall, or imagine an orchestra of 7 billion musicians. Oh yes, all the people in the world would make music together. It would be the end of all wars. Bravo for artists. I have the right to love to dance, even if I'm rambunctious or awkward. Even if you dance like a human frog? Ribbit, ribbit. Sure, we're having a field party. I also have the right to watch a dance performance for the first time in my life, and for the second time in my life, and maybe the 100th. Ah, the acrobats, the clowns, the tightrope walkers. Circus artists show us that if you work and work and work some more, you can become as light as the lightest feather. One day, will a juggler be able to make our houses float through the air like a bouncy balloon? Sure, says the poet. Just put your house inside a big soap bubble, and the wind will carry it to the top of a mountain. Poets and writers invent the world they want to see. They juggle the letters of the alphabet, and then they save their words between the pages of a book. Their books can then find their way into bookstores and libraries all around the world. You can even meet authors who lived many years ago because their stories they invented live on in their books. Sometimes those words start to speak. They take on the voice of actors in a play or in the movies. And what about me? Do I have the right to dress up and go on stage too? Absolutely! And your whole class will applaud. The child who could not experience any of this would have the right to be angry. Art and culture, all these treasures of humanity should be shared. Too many children do not get the chance. When their family has no money, when their school is too far away for their small feet to walk, they grow poorly like plants without fresh water. Oh, I have an idea. Maybe artists could perform a neat magic trick. 3 taps of a conductor's baton, the stroke of a paintbrush and a pencil crayon, and presto, everything would change. Can you imagine? Suddenly, every child in the world could have dance shoes, a box of paints, a ticket to attend the most wonderful puppet show. But since magicians don't know this trick, people will have to do it instead. Because the right to art, to leisure, and to culture is written down in the Convention on the Rights of the Child. If we respect each word of this convention, then every child will truly be respected too. The convention says that children, all children, have the right to drink clean water and to listen to the flowing sounds of beautiful music. They have the right to eat nutritious food and to devour delicious books as well. They have the right to be cared for when they are sick and to dance in celebration when they get better. They must not suffer from any kind of violence, but they can feel all the sweetness of poetry. Children have the right to go to school, to discover billions upon billions of wonders, and in the company of artists, learn to find the beauty in the world. Because to find beauty in the world is why children are born in the first place. On a day that is sunny or rainy in this country or another one. And that's the book. I have the right to culture. Oh my. Wow. Yeah, this is an amazing book. I'm going to have to get this one from my collection, I think. It's a book I think I need to have. Oh my goodness. Hi, Tamara. Glad you made it here. Love the elephant. Wasn't it beautiful? Really beautiful. Thank you, Gloria, for the thumbs up. There's all the different things within the culture in here. It's just amazing the artwork that this artist did within it, but still, I think part of it is the words of the book. It was translated from French by Shelley Tanaka. And she, if I remember right about her, she's an award-winning author herself, translator and editor who has written and translated more than 30 books for children and young adults. She teaches at the Vermont College of Fine Arts in the MFA program in writing for children and young adults. She lives in Kingston, Ontario. So that's pretty cool. So, written by a French author, former kindergarten teacher, illustrated by someone from France, but who had Catalan heritage out of Spain, and translated by someone who lives in Ontario but teaches at Vermont, at the Vermont College of Fine Arts. I love that whole thing. So that's a pretty cool book. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's one I really liked. Let's see what you say. I'm glad. And she crying like a dork. Oh, so much. It's a great, isn't it a beautiful story? I love, and what I love about it is, I mean, like, how many of you knew about, until I didn't, until the United States Convention on the Rights of the Child that was put together in 1989 by the United Nations Convention. I thought it was very cool until I got down to the part where I saw that the United States didn't sign into it. And I was like, really? Really? Oh my goodness. They signed on to 2 parts of it, but really? So frustrating sometimes. Anyway, oh, your grandson turned 17. That's amazing, Deirdre. Yay. So I have some more good stuff for you guys today. Got some cool art that was turned in, and I was able to put some of it together. I got things from some people. So I did, first I'll show you what I did. So I did a snowman, and I took it from one of my beach pictures, okay? So I took a beach picture where there had been, somebody had done those stacks of rocks. What are those called? I can't remember what they're called. And I went into Lightroom and I did a mask where I selected the subject, but that I inverted it so that the background was all turned to black, and then I inverted it again and turned the subjects into white to make my snowman. And then I did a mask on the bottom to make the ground look like it was kind of melting snow in sort of into spring with a little bit of green in it. So let me know what you think of this. There it is. So that's my giant snowman. Maybe he has a big hat on. Who knows? It's almost like the Stay Puft guy, whatever, the, not Stay Puft, but the marshmallow guy. Yeah, from Ghostbusters. Yeah, it is. The marshmallow, Stay Puft marshmallow guy. Kind of walking away. But thank you. Oh, Deirdre, yeah, that was there were parts of that book that you probably saw that I had to stop and take a deep breath because it looks yummy. So it was kind of fun to do this with this. I have this same, an image similar to this that I did the opposite with, where I have it in a silhouette form. So this is like a reverse silhouette, kind of, I thought. So meant to, and sitting on a log, and I kind of that type of thing. So that's one of mine. Now let's get to where I can find everybody else's. Okay, so the Michelin Man. You're right, Gloria. That's cool. You're right. It's a Michelin Man. Okay, so here we have Tamara's. Now, this is Tamara's snowman, and as she said, this photo was done years ago, and this is my snowman. Firstly, I froze a glass of water. Then once it was frozen, removed it from the glass and took dozens of macro photos of the ice formation from different angles, which, yeah, talk about, wow. I went through my photos to see what I had that would work and found this one, so I took it to Photoshop for this assignment. Here's her snowman. Isn't that cool? Okay, good job. Gold star. And let's go. Yeah, isn't it beautiful? Let's see. Okay, go to the next one. Oh, it's not. Let me go to my next one. All right, I'll click here. And this is Tamara's also. She did a geisha that she drew with ink and sticks and twigs. With some of the sticks, she bashed the ends with a mallet to make a brush. I thought that's pretty cool. And did the geisha around 20 years ago for experimental art when I was doing visual arts studies at college. I thought this would show everyone that you do not need to put limitations on yourself and just explore. I think it's very cool. Very, very cool. And then we have her. This one is called The Spirit of Tomorrow. Now, you guys have to look carefully at this one if you can. What I'll do is I'll expand him maybe a little bit. Well, you can just see his face. He came through into my thoughts while I was drawing this piece. So can you see the face in the background? I love this. Very cool. Tamara, thank you so much. Then she has 3 other pieces that she'd done when we talked about sculpture. So I said I was putting everything in tonight. Okay, we got her sculpture. So this is Tamara and her some. Then I think in the next one I put her explanation of it that she did, and that's that one. This one here. These. So pretty. And in this one, I think I have the explanation here. These are some of my clay art pieces, a traditional Japanese ceremonial tea set, and some women of the world. The dishes are layered white and paper clay. All these pieces are handmade. Tamara, this went so perfectly well with tonight's book. I mean, I couldn't, it's like I didn't even tell you what we were doing, and it just came, and it's so beautiful. Women of the world and the different cultures, aspects, you captured them so well. They are beautiful pieces. And then we had Angie sent some poems, 2 more poems that she had done when she was young. There's she had one the other night. Friendship is the brightest color in the rainbow next to love. Was it you were 13 when you wrote these? Did you say? Love can bring you pain at times, but you shall recover for sure. For another love shall come along, and it will be sweet and pure. So she has gone back through and been finding some of the things that she does and revisited them. I think that's a wonderful thing to do. Just like you were in middle school. So yeah, probably 13, younger, like that. 12, 13. So I think it's pretty awesome to go back. Both Angie and Tamara went back into things that they'd done previously to bring these to us and show us. So I didn't see anybody put in the comments that they had sent me anything else, so I didn't miss anything. I went through my email pretty carefully and didn't see anything else, and I didn't have any messages. Deirdre usually sends them to me by text if she has something, but I didn't see any. Here's Deirdre's. Just a sec. I am going to, here's hers. It won't be a fancy little thing. Oh, maybe I can. Hang on. Maybe not. It's going to be this. So, here we go. There. So here's Deirdre's, and here's Deirdre's snowman. I'll make it a little smaller. This is still attached on my phone, so I didn't. Oh, come on. That's why it's doing that. Huh. Turn this way? No. So it's not quite the whole thing. I can make it. Isn't that cool? Look at that. There, you guys can see it. I love that snowman in spring. The umbrella. And he's like drooping. Oh my goodness. And his bottom snow thing is melting. I love it. It's so good. It's so snowman in spring. Well done. Well done. I'm glad I just looked on my phone just now and saw that. There we go. Let me back this. There. Okay. So those were what we had turned in. I think you guys are so amazing. Yeah, so amazing. Do such crazy good art and everything. It's so much fun to put it together and to share your things. And then when we have things like Tamara's women of different cultures show up that match the book, it's like a bonus. Anyway, you guys, it's been a wonderful, wonderful day. I had Sparkle's party and a lot of fun. It laughed my silly head off. Today I got to get out and went and delivered posters out to be put around the Key Peninsula for our community studio tour that we're doing. Yeah, oh Larry, we're having on April 23rd at the Key Peninsula Civic Center in Bonn. We're having a artist studio tour, so we've got about 13, 14 of us that are setting up our studios in the gym of the Key Center so people can have it interactive, so it'll be free in event. So that's April 23rd, August. So you could come across the bridge and down the Key. Anyway, yeah, some great artists here and people that love to share and people that share a lot of wonderful things and good thoughts. I think that's one of the good things that we do, is that we share a lot of positivity and things out there all over the place, and keep doing that. And it can't help but make a little bit better place. And if you know somebody that needs to see this kind of books or that type of thing, you know, if you share out the stream to them, that always appreciated if you do that. But even just the titles of the books, that's kind of this particular book, I think, is something I'm going to have to probably find a couple of them and share them as gifts for people, because I think it's a kind of a book that makes a big difference in reading and being aware. I know that this is the kind of book that Layla would absolutely be all over, and then to read about the things in the back and find out those are the type of things that make kids kind of stand up and sit and take attention, because oftentimes young kids have a sense that everybody has it, you know, the things that they do, but when they become aware that not everyone has clean water to drink or a paintbrush or anything to do, you know, it makes a big difference. But Tamara showed us that you can use a stick and pound it and make it into a paintbrush. So from different cultures, from different ways, from different people from all over, we can learn so much, and we just need to share those. All right, you guys, it has been a delightful day. The sun has finally, oh, it's not, but it's still bright out. I didn't even close my shade, and I'm so happy that it's light again. Yay! Oh, it's been good to have you guys here. It really, really has been good to have all of you come and join me for 130 of Keepin' It Real out here on the Key Peninsula. That's what I do. So thank you so much for joining me. It's been a delight and an honor. And until next time, everybody. I wonder if I have it right this time, if I goofed up the outro as bad as I goofed up the intro. I love that you guys are so okay with me. Just, yeah, sometimes it goes off like clockwork. Other times, nope, it's just real. It's live. So until next time, keep looking for the beauty hidden in plain sight. It's all around you. And it's next to you. It's behind you. It's above you. But it's in the mirror for sure. I'll see you next time.
In the heat of the night, we could get lost in all the lights and sounds. Ooh, feeling alright. We won't go home, we will just stay here downtown. There's not just stars on the boulevard, they're in the light in your eyes.
You guys make it easy to do
Oh,
that.
we don't need no black cards, I just need you by my side. We could be shameless, famous, running cool, with a love that leaves us weightless. Ooh, drop dead gorgeous, wow. Ooh, you got me feeling starstruck too. We could be famous.
You want to be famous with me.
We could be famous.
Come and be famous.
You blow my mind, looking like a model, better than the usual. Yeah, you don't even try, not average or typical. I put you on a pedestal. There's not just stars on the boulevard, they're in the light in your eyes. Oh, we don't need no black cards, I just need you by my side. We could be shameless, famous, running cool, with a love that leaves us weightless. Ooh, drop dead gorgeous, wow. Ooh, you got me feeling starstruck too. We could be famous.
You want to be famous with me.
We could be famous.
Come and be famous.
We could be famous.
You want to be famous with me.
We could be famous.
Come and be famous.
We could be shameless, famous, running cool, with a love that leaves us weightless. Ooh, drop dead gorgeous, wow. Ooh, you got me feeling starstruck too. We could be famous.
You want to be famous with me.
We could be famous.
Come and be famous.
We could be famous.
You want to be famous with me.
We could be famous.
Come and be famous.
Night, everybody.